chicken, 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 chicken. Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the chicken song. Just dropped from the creator of the cow song that we love so much on stream. I just gotta lower that. It is crazy fucking loud in my. Oh, can I say that? Yeah, we've been live for a little while now. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I gotta readjust my seat. We had a little reorganization of the office thanks to my wife. I got my seats a little in a different spot, but we got everything is looking pretty good up here. So shout out to her for hooking it up. Oh, now the chicken song is too low for me. I can't even hear a word of it. What is going on? Skivity Toilet, Pyro Gaming, Aggregate Boss, welcome back. Neon Violet, always good to see you. Of course, Lordzilla, Trico, and Xeno Hunter, all familiar faces. Welcome. Gotta stretch out real quick before we get into the All-Star Battle. Okay. Let's see what we're cooking with. I'm coming in hot off of 3 back-to-back wins in Fortnite Duos 0 build. So we're gassed up right now. We're ready to go tonight, gentlemen and ladies. Fix all my angles are kind of messed up now, but I think we're good. I think we're chilling. What's going on, Astro? How am I doing? -1, man. -1 is cracked. He's crazy. I really like him. I think I maybe undervalued him in my early review of him. I think he's probably in the S+ tier this season. Maybe next season he'll be in the S tier. Mine's rented at 32, and he's basically just like a nuclear bomb that just goes off and you just destroy an entire push. It's phenomenal. He is so good. He is so good. I'm happy that I GMATted him because he's going to be a excellent investment later on. Good night from Argentina. Oh, hello, Argentina. Hello from the United States. -1 is really fun to use. -1 is kind of crazy. This is the deck I'm using right now. And Mothra 2019 probably could be swapped out for something, but this is what I'm using right now, and it's crazy. Being able to place him anywhere on water and just nuke a push is phenomenal. He's going to be a lot weaker next season because he's not rented, but -1 is definitely a character that I have my eyes on, for sure. The only thing I don't like about him is his realistic proportions. I wish he had goofy, chibi proportions like everyone else, but he's got realistic proportions. He's super good, you guys. He's so good. Wait, I have a question. How busted do you think his alternate version will be? I think his alternate version also is going to be pretty solid. Just got -1. You won many battles against Earths. Exactly. Shin Godzilla's time to shine. Bro, Shin Godzilla Loki sucks. The Ginza version of -1, I think he's going to be... I think the Ginza version is probably going to be pretty good. If I had to guess, I think he's going to be a little bit harder to justify putting pieces into, just because I think in the long run, just based off of only using -1 and then seeing what Ginza can do, I think -1 regular is going to be better than Ginza, just because you can deploy him anywhere. and he's just gonna nuke a push. Ginza, Ginza just is gonna sit by your leader and hit for damage. So against the enemy leader. So we're gonna see in the next, few days where exactly Ginza will fall. I'm waiting to do a tier list until after Ginza. So Ginza comes on Friday, right? On the 15th for some reason. Ginza comes on the 15th. And I'm wanting to do a tier list stream the following Monday. And then that I think that'll give us a little bit of time to get an assessment on him. Use him on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, do a tier list stream. I think makes sense. His beam does tons of damage in AoE. His beam, the Ginza version Godzilla, only targets, from what we can see, only targets the enemy leader. And the AoE hits around the leader. But he's not aiming anywhere else unless the enemy comes right up to his face and then he has a melee attack. But -1 regular flavor, him being able to be placed in the water all over and just dropping a push middle of the field, that's a fantastic ability. I mean, -1 is just going to be really annoying, or Ginza is going to be really annoying to the enemy leader and anything that they spawn around them. But the fact that the original flavor -1 can just be dropped pretty much anywhere in the water and just cancel out a push entirely is ridiculous. The placement of Ginza is in front of the leader. Yeah, it's going to be, Ginza's going to be able to be placed like right up here. Like, it has to be here. So like, you'll put Ginza here for 7. And then he's just going to attack the leader, and then the AoE is going to be big around the leader. It's basically going to be like this sized ring around the leader. He's going to be good just for splashing against the opponent's characters if they're placing them close to their lead. But I think just on a practicality standpoint, I think just being able to place -1 anywhere in the water is huge to just end a push. I mean, Ginza is going to be good, I think, but he's not going to stop like an Earth push. He's not going to stop a Gigan 4th Angel push. But regular Godzilla -1, he's going to just nuke him, and it's going to be over. So I'm planning on using both. When Ginza comes out, if he's a rentable character, I'm definitely gonna throw him on my team. I mean, I'm gonna G material him regardless. I have 10 G materials, so I'm hoping on the day 1 that Ginza becomes available, he has an offer that you can buy him. So far, the last 2 seasons in a row that have had alternate units for Waka and Tokyo version 1954. What's up, Xeno Hunter? They both have had offers for like $18 where you can buy them, like one piece of them outright day 1. So I'm hoping that they have that again. So on day 1, I can just buy Ginza, and then I'll have 1 level on him, and then I'll GMAT him, and then I can get him at least to 11. And if he's rented, and then at my rank, that'll bring him up to like 23 or something. So him being at 23 with him being at 23 and the other -1 being at 30 is going to be really difficult, I think, for some of my opponents to have to fight through. The only problem is that Ginza is a little bit more expensive. He's 1 energy more. And sometimes that can make or break a push, You're not going to want to drop Ginza really late game. You're going to want to just use him really early game. I feel like that's going to be the best move. Look back at the live stream for -1 from Toho, and the charge up might give enough time for the other team to set up. Yeah, like it almost feels to me like Ginza is gonna be a lot like Super X, where Ginza just is sitting in the back lines taking pot shots, and it's gonna be more of an annoyance than like a game ender, right? -1 is a push ender, is a game winner. Ginza, I think, is just going to be really difficult for your opponent to deal with. I mean, if you place Ginza in the beginning of the match and then you play hard defense and you just keep letting him hit the leader, I mean, you're going to win, right? He has direct access to the enemy leader. So unless your opponent has Mogera and Kiryu or Dimension Tide or something to fix that, we don't know. You know, we don't know if you Dimension Tide Ginza backwards if he's going to not be within range. We don't know yet. Ginza is better than the pink Ava. His alternate version can be used like a sniper because, think about it, his beam does AoE damage on the leader, which can make you have a chance to win, and it could be overpowered. His problem is that he needs to charge it, so you need to protect him with other units. It is annoying but worth it in the end either way. Like I said, I think he's gonna be good. Like, I think Ginza, like, there's no way Ginza is bad. He directly fires against the enemy leader with an AoE. There's no way he's going to be bad. Let's just clear that up. It's just a matter of which -1 is better. And I'm pretty sure the -1 that you can deploy in the middle of the field with a huge explosion that does 2,000 damage is going to be better. But that's yet to be seen, because we haven't seen Ginza's stats yet. We don't really know too much about him yet. We don't know the play style yet. We don't know the play patterns yet. Personally, don't really like that they gave us alt -1 in the same season as base 1. I would have preferred that they did a few months later. I guess it makes sense that they are, you know, giving us the alt -1 in the same season that the regular one is, because they're trying to capitalize on it, of course. Let's give them the shield. Kiryu Mogera players better watch out for Shinden. Yeah, that is true, because most people who are these days are packing -1 are also packing Shinden. And I've had so many people drop Mogera and Kiryu, and then I play Shinden and it's over. Kiryu and Mogera players, what you really need to be doing is dropping them one at a time. Don't drop them at the same time anymore, because they're both going to get distracted by the Shinden. Drop Kiryu first or Mogera first, let the opponent Shinden the one unit, and then you drop the other unit on the opposite side. So let's use Chibi as an example. Say this is the enemy. Say you drop Kiryu right here, and then they play Shinden on this side, and then your Kiryu's following Shinden up. You're going to place Mogera on the opposite side. And then that's how you're going to get around the Shinden. But a lot of people are like kind of brain dead, and they just drop both at the same time, and then they're going to get Shinden, they're going to get AoE, like it's over. I literally been using my event points for -1 fragments so I can get his unit that way, but I only have 20 of them. Guys, I know some of you watched my video earlier today where I buy the -1 fragment. That's because I'm a sicko. I don't think buying the -1 fragments from the store is a really good idea, because you're not going to be able to buy enough of them for one -1 piece. It's 1,000 for 10 of the fragments, and it seems like a better deal because they've already now offered us 2 fragments for 2,000. But that is a terrible deal. The fragments should be no more than 100 points or 200 points. Okay, you can buy out a whole new unit for, say you're a brand new player and you just started today. For 2,500 points, you can own today a Desghidorah, fully owned Desghidorah, and fully owned Monster X today from the event store. But if you paid that same amount, you're getting 10 fragments for one character. Don't buy the fragments. Melee, how it be? Lane, what's going on? What's going on? We're chilling. We need Zilla and Gorosaurus. 100%. 110%. You literally been using your event points. I read that already. Whoops, my bad. Is -1 base a good replacement for 4th Angel? I think so. I think if you are not really wanting to use 4th Angel, but you kind of want that explosion, -1 is probably really good. Absolute Zero plus Ginza and -1 might be crazy. That is true. If you have if you have Absolute Zero, you might not even need to use the trains in your deck anymore. You just drop Ginza. But at that point, it's cheaper to run Absolute Zero Cannon and then the trains than it is to run Ginza and Absolute Zero Cannon. So that's definitely worth experimenting with. I think Ginza getting added is a big day for losers, right? We're gonna be like sniping the shit out of the leaders and just getting cheese wins, but that's what he's designed for. You wasted your event points on them. I thought about what you said, and I regret buying the fragments. Well, you didn't think about what I said. I'm trying to use units that I never really use in All-Star Battle. Like, I never use Megalon, I never use King Caesar. I'm trying to use them in All-Star Battle, at least get my money's worth, right? Zilla should be a 5-star if he's added. You take that back, he's not a 2-star. You wrote your final essay for a college class, but you forgot to do research beforehand, so you wrote it now, and you have to go find sources. It's due in 3 hours. Lane, what are you doing? Go find those sources. Get out. Get out of the stream and go cite your sources, bud. You don't want them thinking that AI wrote your paper. That's gonna fuck you up. Watch they add Skeletor, he'll be 4-star. Just having Ginza snipe people with free wins sounds nice. Yeah, I think Ginza's gonna be really good. Just on the premise that he's hitting the leader off the rip. It's like the One Piece card game. If you're just like hitting the leader card over and over again, like it only takes. If you hit the leader card once a turn, starting at the very first turn, you can attack in that game. You're gonna win in 5 turns. It's like Ginza in this. Like if you just set Ginza up immediately, and it's like what, every 20 or 25 seconds he's gonna take a hit off. We don't really know how much damage it does, but it could do a lot of damage to them and the enemies around them with the AoE. But I truthfully think that Ginza is not a I don't think Ginza's gonna be like a big damage hitter. I think he's just gonna be really annoying, like Super X. Just purely based off, like, I'm sure when he hits it's gonna be big, but I think Ginza is gonna be more of an annoyance to your enemy than he is gonna be a threat. I think that having Ginza off the rip and hitting the enemy leader is going to force your enemy to try to deal with the Ginza, because you're immediately putting them under pressure of, okay, now I am getting attacked from the back line and I can't reach him. They're going to start trying to get him. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them to start trying to get after that Ginza. Can I ask this because back in season 28 I mentioned you get 2 Gamma pieces in the beginning of this season? I don't know what you're asking. So really, once alternate version -1 gets released, here's an OP combo: Absolute Zero Cannon plus Heat Ray AoE attack. Who's Heat Ray AoE attack? His? Oh, we just went over that. It's probably good, but like I said, I still think... Oh my god, are you serious? I don't have the stones on here? I gotta go on my phone and put the tickets on with my phone, and then I have to come back in and do it on here. That is super annoying. And I don't have my charger in here. Ugh. You use it for farming trophies? I don't even think... Listen. Absolute Zero Cannon and Ginza sounds on paper really good. It is cheaper to do Absolute Zero Cannon and the trains than to Absolute Zero Cannon and then wait like 20 seconds for Ginza to do his attack. Because in that... a lot can happen in 20 seconds. If you don't use the trains, your enemy could get the upper hand. You don't know. I think it's cheaper, and it's going to be more effective for you to do Absolute Zero Cannon and trains than it would be for Absolute Zero Cannon and Ginza. But I mean, what do I know? The game's... he's not out yet. Purchase 50, and then we're gonna go here. It's gonna kick us to the menu, and then we're gonna go back in. The King of the Monsters pack with the ultimate maps and G-Men 5,000 gems at OP is like, dude, it's crazy. I've been meaning to make a video on the new packs. The new rank rewards packs are wild. All of them that I've seen are insane value. There's one that's like 15 bucks that comes with a ton of gems and stuff like that, and it came with like a Destroyer or something like that, and there's one that has Godzilla Earth, and it comes with like a bunch of crazy shit. Like, all of them are really good. All of them is really, really good. Also against a 7 cost and Absolute Zero Cannon is 8 cost. Yeah, like you could do a 7 and an 8 cost, or you could do a 3 and an 8. Like, I just feel like it's more... I feel like it's more cost effective to I feel like it's more cost effective just to run Kiryu and trains. Wait, what I do for -1 placement is place Shinden, then start your push. It's very smart. And before anyone asks, yes, I know the map is super dark and fucked up. Oh, there's a -1 in the water. Trains plus Absolute Zero Cannon is also good as just a suggestion, since it could be good to use. I agree. I think it makes sense to, like, if you're already going to absolute zero cannon, you want something to like snipe at the leader, makes sense. Like I get the logic behind it. I'm just saying, like, also put trains in that deck because it's just more cost effective to run trains. But I see the vision for the strategy, and I'm sure there's going to be players that run Kiryu and Ginza, because why wouldn't you? You know. So I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm just saying that using the trains is cheaper. Bro, we didn't even watch that super... In the time it took for that Super Mecha Godzilla to get placed, we won. It's big right there. Oh, we got Gamera? Let's do Gamera action. I can fuck with that. Gamera and Gamera violence. What do you think about a new 4-star Anguirus battle piece? I could have sworn that Singular Point Anguirus had won one of the polls, or he was in the top 5. And he hasn't made it in the game yet. I don't remember which poll he was where he made it in, or he was 6th place or 5th place. I don't remember, but I'm waiting on a Singular Point Anguirus to be a 4-star because I'm pretty sure he won one of the votes. You know anything about when they placed Bomber and Gigan? Bro, I'm playing Bomber and Gigan. You don't have that stage? Everyone has this stage. Mine is just way darker than normal because my graphics card and app don't agree. But everyone, I assure you, has the Singular Point Tokyo stage. I am really upset that the Singular Point Tokyo stage is not in the arena anymore, and the All-Star Battle Monster Island map also isn't in the arena anymore, which is so stupid. But Singular Point Anguirus was one of the top 5 or 6 or lower. Damn, Singular Point Anguirus is so lost, and he wait. No, I remember his place in the polls. Yeah, I don't even remember what he placed, but he definitely was in the polls. Like, for sure, Singular Point Anguirus placed at one point or another. I have a video. If you go back to my videos on my channel, I'm gonna type it in right now. Vote. Was it on your confirm? Show all in my titles that have confirmed in the name. I could have sworn... Okay, he was in the poll with Giant Octopus. I'm pulling it up. Oh, I have on the thumbnail the listings. Anguirus placed 5th. Singular Point Anguirus placed 5th on the poll. In the same poll that Shin Godzilla, Giant Octopus, and Destroyer were on. He placed 5th, and we still don't have him. Who placed 4th on that? Monster X? It has to be Monster X, right? That placed 5th on there. I feel like Single Point Rodan would be like Gauss. I thought Singular Point Rodan would be like Gauss, but now that Gauss is in the game, I think Singular Point Rodan would be cool to like. This is a kit that I've wanted in the game for a really long time. I want a flying character that spawns other flyers. Like I want a like you know how Gauss, when Gauss dies and comes back, there's another Gauss. I want like Singular Point Rodan to fly, right? He's like flying, and after like 10 seconds, he pops out like a smaller Rodan. Like a facility that moves, I think would be really cool. And I think Singular Point Rodan would be really good for that. But that's just me. I feel like that would be really cool. What level are my Gauss? They gotta be like level 5 or something, because I have the studio piece for them. Gauss also really good counter to Shinden, by the way, because they get a lot of hits off. Gauss, Shin Godzilla, Mothra Imago, I think those are probably your best Shinden counters. Dorats, I guess, count. Singular Rodan could be 3-star Gauss. Yep, could be. I feel like they'd probably make him a 4-star. But I would take a 3-star Singular Point Rodan, and then like a 4-star Singular Point Anguirus would probably be really solid. I wouldn't be surprised if Toad does Single Point Ronin, it's just Gauss, and it's like a 3-star, kind of like Burning in 4A. Different versions of the same kaijus are more likely to join before anything new. Yeah, you're telling me, brother. People were judging me for running Gauss this season. No, I think Gauss is cool. I think I saw you talking about Forsaken. I saw you specifically talking about Gauss in the Discord, and I was like, you know what? He's definitely right, because the more of them there are, the less effective the Shinden is. So that works. Like, it totally works. So no, because I saw what you said about it. That's what changed my mind on the whole thing. Is that why I see people using Kumo again? I don't know why people are using Kumo again. I don't have an answer for why people are using Kumo again. Are the battle pieces that you are using placing in the event the same level as your arena matches, or are they a fixed level? They are the same level as the ones that you own in the arena. And if you do not own one of the battle pieces, it is rented out to you at level 1, and I believe it will say rented on it. If you don't own the battle piece, it'll say rented. And if it's a featured piece, like King Ghidorah and -1 and whatever else was featured, I don't remember, they will be usable at the rented level. But if you don't have the characters, they're going to be level 1, and if you do own them, then they're set to whatever you have them at in your deck area, whatever their arena rank would be. Mothra 92 is a crazy kind of Shinden. Mothra 92 is cracked out of its mind. First of all, Mothra 92 is just a phenomenal character all around. Mothra 92 is always pretty good. Being now a lower cost, that's a really good sweet spot that she's in. Phenomenal. And immediately melts Shinden, which is incredible. Literally anything counters Shinden. Yeah, everything can hurt Shinden, but I'm saying like, what is going to take Shinden's shields down the fastest and not waste your time? I don't think there's anything faster doing than Mothra 92. How come the alternate Godzilla -1 hasn't come out yet? Because he comes out on Friday. What I found in Fair Battles, Gauss numbers 4 through 5 is a good counter for Shinden. Basically, pieces that you have many hits in one attack, like Mothra 92, is a good counter Shinden. Yeah, anything with the AoE or anything with multiple hits, Mothra's one attack does 10 hits, 10 little hits, all does a pretty decent amount of damage. Hedera, the AoE, I mean, you're hitting Shinden. If Shinden is distracted, oh my god, if Hedera is distracted by Shinden, then Hedera's AoE will hit Shinden or whatever's around it, right? So anything that hits multiple times is going to be really good against Shinden. -1 or G21 as well is going to run through the shield super fast. Like I said, guys, Shinden takes 2 free hits and then basically goes down instantly. So it takes 2 free hits and an extra hit. So you're blocking 3 shots. Everything is going to take it down super fast because it doesn't have a ton of health. But it's not a matter of how much damage you're doing to the Shinden. It's a matter of how fast are you dismantling the shields. That's what's most important, because everyone can break through Shinden. It's just a matter of how fast can you do it, because the faster you break through the shields and kill Shinden, the less time is going to be your units are going to be locked on it. So take Shinden down as fast as humanly possible, stuff like Mothra, Dorats, Gauss, and then you're just going to print fucking money, right? Any specific way to grind out for more pieces? Just hit champion. Now I'm getting slapped by people way higher units. Any good packs? There are a lot of good packs in the store. The rank rewards ones just got a huge boost, and so now all the rank rewards packs just went from being the worst things I've ever seen in a mobile game to some of the best things I've ever seen in a mobile game. If you want to grind units specifically, there is no real true way to grind out characters aside from at the moment doing the fragment missions. But Owaka is a good counter to Shinden as well. Godzilla 1954 is not immune to Shinden. Because Shinden has a new ability called, it starts with a C. It's like a taunt. It's taunt. I don't know what they call it. Compel. They call it compel in this game for some reason, but it's taunt because it's compelling them to follow Shinden. It's a taunt. But Steven, to answer your question, the most efficient way to grind out characters in this game is to drop your rank. Just give up matches all the way until you hit rank 36. That's as low as you can hit. Once you pass 36, 36 is the floor. That's as low as you can go down. And then work your way up. And you get all your maps. Right? So you win a bunch of... Say you win 6 matches and you have 6 expedition maps. You only will run your gold maps and your legendary maps. Okay? You'll use your daily fast forwards on the 9-hour maps, and then you're going to use your gems to open up the 9 hours, the 6 hours, and 3-hour maps. That is going to be the most efficient way for a free-to-play player to level up their shit. is just to tank your rank and then work your way back up and just crack open as many maps as possible. Tank your rank, go back up, crack open as many maps as possible. You're gonna maximize. I mean, I must have just spent over the last week that the map event was live. I must have spent 10,000 gems just cracking open maps, and I got a significant boost in my levels. And I already have pretty decently leveled characters, and I got a significant boost. I got a few characters level with enough points to get to 30. I'm only like 30 shards away from the 10th angel being level 30. You can call yourself an OG for starting in season 2. I think any player starting between seasons 1 and 5 are an OG, or any player starting between season 1 and the Kiryu season are I would consider OGs. Oh, no worries. And then also, listen, if you're not averse to spending money in a mobile game, I mean, I have an offer review video that you can watch, and I'll tell you what's a good offer and what's not, just purely based on an evaluation based on how much things are worth. I mean, obviously, it's subjective if you think something is worth the money or not. I'm just going strictly from a monetary standpoint of, oh, the gems are equal, money equals gems and tokens equals gems, so there's like a flow to it. And a lot of their offers in this game are surprisingly reasonable. It's just a matter if you want to spend money on it or not. And then in my Discord, if you don't want to watch that, in the Discord, we have a whole channel that's offer review where I will place an offer in there and I will give it a vote, like a check or an X, and then everyone else can react how they want. So if you don't want to just take my word for it, you can hop in the Discord, go to the offer review section, and then other players will definitely be giving you their opinions on all that shit. You started in beta testing your real OG. That you are a real OG. I was not able to do the beta testing. I think it wasn't in my region. But I was following this game while it was in beta, and then as soon as day 1 launched, I was up here, and then within the first week of the game being out publicly, I started making videos for it. Oh, average man, I remember you've been cruising on this channel for a long while now. I know you. I know you, an OG. I could tell people, I could tell based on the chat, who's been here a long time. I know these things. Gotta reset because I had to buy the gems on my phone. But, oh, and you saw -1. Awesome. My brother just went to go see it, I think, for the second or third time today. You started in the Godzilla 21/Kong season, the Kiryu season until I lost my account and couldn't get it back. That sucks. Also, Godzilla and Kong were different seasons, but I know what you're saying. -1 didn't make me cry only because the only time I've ever cried watching a movie ever was when I saw Batman The Dark Knight Rises in theaters, and spoiler alert for like almost a 15-year-old movie at this point. Batman sacrifices himself at the end with a nuke, and he makes it. It looks like in the movie he gets nuked and dies, and so I cried a little bit when Batman sacrificed himself. Cause like, oh, that's sick. And then immediately after that, they show that he's alive and he made it out. I took that tear right back. I sucked that shit right back in, and ever since then, I haven't cried in a movie because I'm not gonna get played again. But -1 definitely had me on the ropes there for sure a few times. You started when the Final War season was just ending, but then I had to make a new account and started in the Mecha Monster Mayhem. Oh well, you're a year or two in. I'm gonna butcher your name, but you're new. You just joined. Ebip Surreal. I definitely butchered that, but welcome. Ebip. Ebep. You've been watching. I've been watching you since the Singular Point season. You just got a new phone. I'm the guy who guessed your favorite Gatorade color. Oh, I remember. My favorite Gatorade is the Cucumber Lime Gatorade. I love Cucumber Lime Gatorade. No one else does. They make a Cucumber Gatorade Pedialyte. And that's awesome. That's good for you get a hangover, you get the Gatorade. I'm not endorsing, obviously, drinking. I know there's some little whippersnappers here. But if you ever are on the other side of a hangover, the cucumber lime Gatorade Pedialyte is kind of fire. What was I saying? I think I actually have some in my fridge. Also, you had a minus Goji Studio battle who and bro started with the leader ability. They did not need to go as hard as it was. The Gamma would need to fly a new alternate Gamma battle piece with the ability to fly. That would be cool. I could see them adding an alternate flying Gamma battle piece, but I mean, God, we're probably never going to get another Gamma collab. We're lucky we even got the one. If they do a second one, that would be sick. Maybe when the second season... If the second season of the Gamma show ever comes out, and this game is still active, I could see them doing another Gamma season for sure. I'm surprised that we don't have any kind of collaborations for the Monarch show. We don't have any, they don't even try to sell us posters or anything in this game for the Monarch collab or show, nothing at all. Oh, Godzilla. I remember Godzilla. I remember that name. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We got a Dodgson here. Would you recommend spending G tokens to do more of these battles? No. That's an excellent question, Dodgson. I love the name, by the way. I just got the Hammond Collection Carnotaur on my shelf. I don't know actually where it went because my wife moved everything. Oh, it's down here. He's very cute. Look at this. Sorry to put your question off. Well, I just want to show you my dinosaur. I love my dinosaur. To answer your question. Oh, this guy. I gotta fix that. Oh, whatever. To answer your question. I do not recommend spending your stones doing more of these battles. The only reason that I do them is because I'm a content creator. I'm trying to show you guys all the content in a timely fashion as soon as possible, you know, make content out of it. But you guys don't have to worry about making content for this game. I mean, I would say about 0.1% of my viewers are making content for that game. Or for this game. You guys don't have to worry about that. There's no real reason to rush through this if you're just a regular person, other than if you want to farm kills. You'll just have a lot more extra time to farm kills. That's really it. That's the only benefit to clearing these super fast, is that you just get extra time to farm. And it's not even necessary. I mean, you'll get a lot of kills just by playing. I think for most people, you should not be wasting your gems opening tickets and stuff. And you also shouldn't be using the points in this game to buy the tickets in the store. Those are also a bad deal. Is there any team leaders you like using even though they are ass? For you, it's Monster Zero. No, because all the leaders I use are good. I think the leader that I use that's like pretty good but could be better is Ultima. That's my current leader, just because I really like Godzilla. I love Godzilla Ultima. I have the monster arts of Godzilla Ultima literally right here. This one right here is the Ultima monster arts, and Gamera is a better lead. They have the same range, but Gamera's ability is better. Ultima's ability is garbage, so I'm not even using him for the ability. I'm just using him because I like him. Hello, man. It's been a year since you were last here. Shadow Foxy, welcome back. I remember you. I was just saying, I remember all the OGs. I remember. Speaking of Jurassic Park, you saw the game that was dropped at the Game Awards. I did see the game that was dropped at the thing at the Game Awards. I don't know. There was like a Tumblr post going around, like maybe when I was in high school, that was like, imagine a horror survival game at Jurassic Park that takes place after the events of the first movie where you have to survive on the island. And so many people sent it to me, and they're like, wouldn't this be so cool? I'm like, it sounds really cool, but the amount of people that sent it to me has made me really not a fan of that concept. This game is now that exact Tumblr post turned into a game, and it looks really cool. I'm still not super stoked about it, because it's just a concept I don't particularly enjoy. Not because it's a bad idea, just because I feel like it's been shoved down my throat a ton. I will be getting that game 110% and playing it to completion. I'll probably 100% it too. I'm hyped for it. I'm just not excited that the Jurassic Park game looks that good, and it's the game type that I don't want to play. But it looks really, really cool. I will be playing it. Before Gatorade was about not crying on movies, the same thing in games. What did you miss? You should change your profile picture. I'm just going through the chat, guys. If the movie's named after a character, they most likely live. I mean, yeah, most likely live. Like in Batman, like he most likely lives. But I thought it would be. It seems like a really good sacrifice, and then it just it gets redone, and I was like, all right, whatever. I thought it was an interesting spin to have him die. How did I get so many gems? On this screen I have 0, but on my phone I have 3,000, and then I had probably like 12,000 this last, or 13,000 this last week, but I spent 10,000 of them on opening maps. How did I get so many of them? I have a credit card. I don't like Marvel, but if GBO shut down, I would watch you play Marvel Snap. I would probably end up, if this got shut down for whatever reason, I would either, I don't even know what content I would shift to if this got shut down. I don't know if I could make videos on Marvel Snap. I feel like that market is so saturated, but I've given it some thought. And I feel like if say Godzilla Battleline got shut down tomorrow. Right? Oh, I'm pay to win? Nah, I'm all skill, baby. I pay. But I'm full of skill. You could learn a thing or two hanging out here, buddy. I'm not throwing... I don't have any 3 stars, or I'm sorry, I don't have any 4 stars at level 30 that are 30 or higher that isn't rented. All right? And you could learn a thing or two on this stream. I'm playing at a high skill ceiling. I'm not taught just chucking level 40 and level 30 plus 4 stars around, right? And hoping that just the damage and the health works out, you know. But hypothetically, if this game were to shut down tomorrow and I needed to completely, and I wanted to continue my YouTube career, if this game did shut down, that's probably going to be the end of it. I don't know if I would continue. I don't know if I would be making videos regularly or streaming regularly. I think this would maybe be it. And then I would come back for something else, another game that like inspired me to make content for. But if the game shut down tonight and tomorrow there was no more battle line, I would probably pivot my channel to be making videos and news and updates for probably stuff that's Marvel related. I would probably be making videos for... Also, this is probably the best wave to farm for this event, by the way, 33. I would probably be making, like... I would probably make, you know, review of Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation. Here's the achievement guide, right? Or I would be making, like, here's news on Midnight Suns game, like DLC coming out. Or here's the Blade game, like, here's the trailer for the Blade game, like, here's thoughts and stuff like that. Probably mostly Marvel Strike Force is what I play, Marvel Snap. So I would imagine there'd be a lot of videos about those games in particular. But if Godzilla ever shut down, if Battleline never shut down, I would pivot probably to Marvel content, because there's not really any other Godzilla games out right now that would have the complexity that would be required to make videos like the way I'm making them. GBO players saying their skill accidentally plays Godzilla or the late match made them win. Oh yeah, Giga Bash is free on the Epic Store. I did pick that up. And you would be the Snap King. Thank you, Admin1. Thank you. When did they add Evangelion? They added Evangelion last November. They added Evangelion stuff. As someone who wants to stay away from playing Godzilla Battleline for a year to get a lot of rewards, I feel OP. You stayed away and then you got rewards? Pro tip, if you want anyone to forfeit the match, spawn your level 30 Giant Octopus. Bro, my Giant Octopus is level 40. Will the Battle Pass maps have a chance to drop Ginza -1 once he releases? Yes. Yes, it does. I have been recommending... I don't know if you saw those videos from earlier this month, but I have been recommending to people to hold their pass maps and not spend the maps, because all of your maps in the Battle Pass will have a chance at dropping -1 Ginza version as soon as he releases on Friday. You gotta go to bed. I'll see you later. After Endgame, you stop with Marvel. I mean, I'm talking more about like the games and stuff, not so much like the movies. I mean, I still like the movies. I like Marvel. I read the books. You know, I'm pretty in the know. You can't really see it because it's so dark, but this entire shelf right here is strictly Venoms. Like, just a wall of Venoms. Back there is, like, I have, like, a bunch of Venom Funkos. Like, I'm a huge Marvel fan. Like, in these shelves, there's a ton of Marvel shit. There's probably way more Marvel stuff in here than there is Godzilla, to be completely honest. And so if Battleline were to shut down, and I wanted to... I would have to want to continue to pursue content creation, right? If it was worth it, I think it's worth it for -1, but for Battleline, because I really enjoy Battleline. I really enjoy the community. And if Battleline shut down, I don't know if I would be making content. It is a fun hobby. I'm not trying to treat it like a job. I have a real job that pays real adult money. I don't need to content create. I'm not trying to be a full-time content creator. So if this game shut down, that would maybe be the end of me making content. But I feel like I've built up a good enough community. If I wanted to continue making content, it would be Marvel-based stuff. What the hell precipitated this convo? Oh, I don't know. No, I'm not saying goodbye, guys. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm not quitting or anything. Someone asked in the chat, hypothetically, what I would do with my channel if Battleline shut down. Like, what would be the next move? Hypothetically, as long as Battleline is around, you guys, I'm making Battleline videos. Don't worry. As long as this game is up, this channel is running Battleline stuff. And I will adhere to the promise that I made when I first started this channel. That is, when inevitably Battleline goes offline, may it be in a month from now or 5 years from now, I will leave all of the videos up on this channel forever as an archive of Battleline. All of Battleline knowledge. All of it. But I'm not going there. I'm not going anytime soon. I'm making content. The only one, Pans, that's getting a link to my OnlyFans is you. I know how badly you've been craving for some feet pics, and let me tell you, I got some gnarly Hobbit feet. All right, I got hair, I got big old toes. You'll love them. I know you. You're sicko. I know you'll love it. Wish the Skull Island map would return. I agree. I don't know why they don't just put the one from All-Star Battle into their arena rotation. It makes no sense. Just yell at kids on Among Us VR. People pay so much attention to be live stream. Oh, I like what's his name on TikTok. I don't remember. I don't know the guy's name, but he like screams at little kids on Among Us VR. It is insane. Oh, someone asked. Yeah, there is a difference in the Ginza version. There's 2 -1s coming. We already have 1 -1, and then we have the alternate version of Ginza. So regular -1 that we have in the game. Everyone knows by now what he does. He explodes when he comes out of the water, and you can place him anywhere in the water. The alternate form of Godzilla -1, apparently some of you guys are not aware. The alternate form of -1 comes on the 15th, so this Friday, and it's going to be a separate piece. And what he's going to do is he's going to be able to only be placed in front, right in the line, right in front of your leader. And then he's going, once he's placed for 7 energy, he's going to snipe the enemy leader. He's strictly just going to attack the enemy leader over and over again. I missed when you had to defeat an enemy opponent and that enemy would join your side when single point collapse started. Yeah, the third forces. I wish they would just add the third forces to the game as like an option for friend battles, to just put third forces in. I don't know why they don't. If you ever get a Godzilla VR game, I expect you to scream at little kids as well. I will, on a Godzilla VR game, scream at little kids. For sure. Pans -1's job. He wins. Oh, you got an ad while I was explaining the answer to your question? That's alright. Good news for you, Pyro, is that inevitably I will end up explaining it again tonight because someone will ask. But I have several videos on the channel also explaining what he does. We have a live stream of his reveal. We have a video covering that entire stream. We have multiple videos talking about it. I definitely think that the Ginza version, I said this earlier in the stream, I definitely think the Ginza version is going to be really good. I'm really excited for the Ginza version, don't get me wrong. Like, me and Admin 1 are pretty excited for Ginza version. We think he's going to be cracked. But I just by playing with the regular -1 the last few days, he's just so good. Being able to deploy him anywhere in the water and that detonation, like my -1 is level 32 with the rented, right? He's level 17 normally. That's how many GMATs I put into him on day 1. Hey, Mr. Mill, you feel like a stream is on the 15th? I feel like there isn't a stream on the 15th. How's that? How's them apples? No, I gotta look at my calendar. I actually do have on my calendar marked for a stream on the 15th. But I wanted to do the leader tier list, but I know everyone is just gonna ask me about what my thoughts on Ginza are. And I don't think I want to just do a stream to talk about Ginza. I mean, maybe. But I got to do one for the leader tier list, and I got to do one for the regular tier list before the Christmas vacation. Can you explain the rented system? Yes. So, every season, there will be characters that are featured. They will be regularly, it's the new units. Most often the new 4-star, and then it will be like recently it's been whatever's been featured with them in a buff, so like Mothra, Imago. This season it's King Ghidorah. Last season had Godzilla 1954. So there will be featured characters every month that are rented out, and it's going to be, you know, if it's for people who don't own them. Wow, we got like every evolution character under the sun here. Comics and I are going to do a leader and unit tier list. So I see you saw my so now I gotta get ahead on it. Now that I've already told you about my secret plans. Don't dox yourself just in case we saw red Venom. What? Desgador is alright. What was I saying? So for the rented units, they are, if you don't own them, they start at level 1, and then the higher up your rank in the arena goes, their level will increase. And then if you put levels into them, the levels will increase again. So like if you have a level 1 unit and you're just started the game, they'll be rented at like level 2. You know, stuff like that. So my Godzilla -1 is a level 17 character. But rented, he is level 28. And then with my arena rank bonus, he's 32. So it gives you levels on characters that you don't have the levels for, so that new players have a chance. The whole rented system was introduced because they were introducing a ton of 4-stars and people were wailing out really early into the game. And they added the rented units so people can use the new units really early. I saw Carnage on your screen. Where? I love Carnage. There's definitely a Carnage somewhere in here, but I don't know if it's on my screen. Do you think -1 will be a good leader? No. He is 1,000 tokens for Monster X, a good offer for the event. Yes. Yes. I do have a Carnage Funko Pop up there, and I have a Carnage figure up there. I have 2 Carnages in this room. And someone asked why they buffed the rented system. They added the rented system at first to compensate for players. A big complaint from players really early on in the game's career, because the rented levels came out before the first year anniversary. Carnage randomly popped up on your screen? Oh, I don't know. They added rented levels because a lot of people were getting pub stomped by whales, and additionally, when a new character was added, you couldn't really play around with them. You couldn't really play around with them at a significant way because, you know, when Kiryu got added, the game was out for a few months. So people would get Kiryu at, people would get Kiryu and he would be level 1, but then, you know, everyone's Ultima by then was like level 15. So it's like, okay, why would I use Kiryu when there's much stronger characters that I could be using? And, they added the rented levels to compensate for that, for the amount of people who were not able to use characters in a significant and meaningful way. And then, you know, people are wailing and stuff, and more people are playing the game, and it's getting harder and harder and harder for 4 stars to stay competitive at such low levels because everything is increasing. So they boosted the rented levels again recently. Speaking of tier lists, I feel like Monster Zero and Kaiser should finally swap placements on them. Kaiser's benefiting more from this meta due to his more powerful ground units, and he's able to pop his bite often. I could see the vision there, but he's still bad. So I'm guessing we are getting this Shin Japanese Hero collab over because of the low acceptance Kamen Rider got and the Kumo issue with the meta. No, I believe there's a separate issue with that. So the Shin Japanese Hero stuff, I believe, is leaving due to a licensing agreement ending. All they have to do is re-up the licensing agreement and we're good to go again. They are continuing to make Shin Japanese Hero Universe merchandise. There is still new merchandise for SHJW or SJHU. Not, I'm saying Social Justice Warrior. SJHU stuff. There's still stuff like toys and stuff coming out for that, right? So the issue isn't the collaboration, it's some licensing agreement for the game. They'll probably leave and come back later on. I don't think them leaving this early is a response to Kamen Rider and Kumo Augment's original season. I believe the fact that we didn't get a Kamen Rider Part 2 is a response to that original season. Because a lot of you guys who are new don't know, in March, when the Shin Japanese Hero collab stuff was going around, it would be Toho Character Month, Collaboration Month, Toho Month, Collaboration Month, Toho Month, Collaboration Month. And a lot of people online were really unhappy with all the collaborations. They wanted to see more of their favorite monsters added to the games, like Tanosaurus, Baragon, Orga, the works. So they were already getting a little fed up with all the collaborations. In March of 2022, we had a season that was the most new characters in one season that we've ever had. And it was Ava Unit 2, Ava Unit 0, Ava Unit 8, and the 10th Angel. It's 4 characters. There were 3 4-stars and 1 3-star. That is the most characters we've ever had drop into the game in one season. And everyone was like, you know what? There's a lot of new characters here, a lot of new options. This is whatever, fine. Evangelion's pretty popular, especially in the West. April. Right? Was it March was Evangelion or April? Whatever. The next season, immediately after the Evangelion, like stacked Evangelion season, was Kamen Rider and Kumo Augment. And people were pretty okay with Kamen Rider, because Kamen Rider's cool, and Kamen Rider's a good character. People were really upset with Kumo Augment because he was absolutely busted, his attack speed was way faster, his stun lasted way longer, and his AoE was way bigger. They had to nerf him 2 times to get him out of the meta. And there was such a negative response to Kumo Augment. I mean, my part included. I really wasn't a huge fan of how he was, but I wasn't asking for him to be removed from the game or anything. I wasn't upset that he was in it or anything. I just was like, he just needs to get a slight adjustment, and he's probably going to be better, right? I liked that Kumo was in. I liked that Kamen Rider was in. I really liked there being that collaboration. My issue was that Kumo was very, 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 very strong for a 3-star. He should either have been a 4-star or had a slight adjustment. And I think the first time that they nerfed Kumo, the very first time that they nerfed Kumo was perfect. I think he was perfect there. He wasn't too OP. He wasn't, like, very oppressive. He was just, like, pretty decent. And then they nerfed him a second time. I believe firmly the reason we did not get a second Shin Japanese Hero the reason we didn't get a part 2 for Kamen Rider is strictly because of how the community responded to Kumo Augment. He's the only Kamen Rider's the only Shin collab hero that didn't get a second season. And I would put $100 that it is because of the overwhelming negative response to Kumo Augment. I know, right? It's literally collaborations like we're never going to see them again. Was any of the Evas even good? Anyways, feel like the Angels and Kumo were way more impressive. The Avas are alright. Ava 1 and Ava 0 are probably the better of the bunch. Ava 0 I think is the best. I think it's dumb that some people were getting up about arms about the collab. I agree, and then there's a lot of people who are like, I assume if you're here in this chat, you probably are a little more well informed on like Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Evangelion than most other people. You could see it on Facebook, especially. I mean, Facebook's full boomers anyway, but people on Facebook were like not happy about it in the major. There's like one group on Facebook, it's like 2,000, almost 2,000 people in it who play Battle Line, and all of them pretty unanimously were like, they were like, you know, I don't know who these random characters are. Someone on Reddit called them like a D-list Power Rangers or something like that. So people didn't like Kamen Rider because they didn't know what Kamen Rider was. They didn't want him in the game. Kumo, it was a combination of people didn't know who Kamen Rider was. And they didn't want him in the game, right? Kumo Augment was extremely broken. Kamen Rider Leader is extremely broken. So people are like, why are these characters that we don't know so OP? We want more Godzilla characters. And it also came... If it was, you know, the 4 Evangelion characters, and then a Godzilla season, or a Godzilla Toho Monster season, and then Kamen Rider Part 1, I don't think people would have minded so much. But it was, you know, people were already getting fatigue collab fatigue, not fatigue collab. They were getting collaboration fatigue, and... we had a season chock full of collabs, only collab stuff, and then the next season and immediately another collab. 2 months with no new Toho characters. And people were just not about it. LMAO, add Kumanga, and make him Kumo 2.0 and stronger to get people mad. People wouldn't even, I think, be mad. I think they're just racist to Kumo because they didn't know Kamen Rider stuff. Even with the first nerf, people still use him because while whatever was charged somewhat hindered and unexpected can still trip you up, especially with the non-stun immune units. I agree. And like, Kumo after the first nerf was really not as strong. He was good, and he was definitely super usable, but he wasn't, like, super strong. And people, like, were still getting up in arms about it. It's really dumb. It's funny about the Kamen Rider Leader ability, because Super Godzilla has more or less the same, but added with a slow applied. So really, what happens if Monster X gets an extremely big buff? If he gets an extremely big buff, he's probably going to be good. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But it's a hypothetical. I don't know if I can answer. If he gets a really big buff, he's probably going to be really good. Earth got a pretty big buff, and Earth is really good. Tends to happen. Destroya and Earth are probably the 2 examples of like an egregious buff, because Destroya had the biggest buff that we've ever seen in the game. I think his attack increased by what, 60%, and his health went up by like 40 or something like ridiculous like that. And his time to evolve was shortened, and his cost went down too. It was crazy. Post nerf Kumo was fine. He needed a little bit more skill instead of spamming him. I agree, Soy. That's what I've been saying. I think that Kumo after the first nerf was fine. I don't think they needed to change him after that. He was still, you know, relevant to gameplay, but not extremely oppressive. I think that was a really good balance. Earth did not need that buff. Yes, crazy. We aren't getting new Toho characters. Still, there's so many for getting Toho Kaijus. I mean, we literally just got -1 and the Shinden, which are new characters. The last 2 months, though, admittedly, have just been, like, redos of characters we've had. I mean, what was the last 2 months of characters? Godzilla 1954 Tokyo version, Super Mecha Godzilla, which both we had already had versions of them in the game. And the month before that was Godzilla 1989, and then Rainbow Mothra. So I get it. Like, we need some more original monsters. This is yet another Godzilla, but I mean, this is like a good... I think this is a good addition. He's a brand new character. He's not a redo or anything. Also, I'm buying 1 event ticket so I don't have to go back onto my phone and reset everything and spend 150 gems. I don't recommend that you guys normally spend on these, by the way. Do you think we'll get Earth nerfed because of the amount of complaints? I don't know anyone who has sent a formal complaint to Toho about Earth like they did with Kumo Augment. I could tell you by name people who emailed Toho to talk about Kumo Augment. I don't know a single soul that's messaging them about Earth. As much as people argue against it, Kaiser needs exactly DPS of 2.8 for his attack when you consider all the top tier players. I think Kaiser needs an attack speed buff, because if his whole deal is he is healing off of kills, he needs to be killing faster. Someone brought up the realization that all the alt units so far are Godzillas, which is funny. Yep, you're right. I didn't even realize that, but you're totally right. But we have other alt units waiting in the wings that we haven't had yet. We know we're getting an alt Destroya eventually, a Space Godzilla, King Caesar. So really, I got Super Mega Godzilla right after Super Mega Godzilla season ended. Oh, that's pretty funny that you got him right after it ended. I got him during that season because I bought the Battle Pass. But good job on you. Also, I know some of you guys will probably be upset with this, but I am not planning on doing arena battles after this. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. So when we finish All-Star Battle, we're finishing All-Star Battle. Same people who sent complaints on Earth are the same who sent theirs on GMK, aka Zilch. I don't even know why people complain about GMK that much. GMK is, like, fine. He's pretty decent. He's definitely a good character, but, like, in his introduction season in February, everyone was complaining about him. I was like, I don't get it. But I think it was just people were not happy with the AoE. Yo, G99 sweep kill on wave 49 had the G99. G99 actually did something. But now I gotta redo my list, my tier list, because of Shinden and -1, and I'm gonna assume the Ginza version are gonna pretty, I think, radically end up changing the tier list. I have already been thinking about some of the stuff on the tier list, and I already think Ginza moves some characters down out of some of their old tiers. S tier is getting overhauled for sure because of Shinden. Hope they buff Goji once Orga gets out of the game. Poor thing can barely breathe when he enters the arena. I agree. When Orga inevitably comes, I think that what's his name? Goji deserves some love. I don't like him personally. I don't like his kit, and I don't like the way he looks, and I don't just like him in general. But I hope he gets some love because there's no reason a character should be bad. Hope they buff. I already read that. I think it was because when he was first introduced, his kit almost dropped Jaws. Yeah, I think that was the first time we had a debuff. Is Ava on 1 better than -1? No, it's not even close. It's not even close. -1 is so much better than all the Avas. Alright, so that was all of All-Star Battle, waves 1 through 51. Let's open the special missions and see how much points we got. So what did we start at? 13,000 points right here. We need a tier list video. Alright, guys, I'm going to let you know because there's a lot of new people on the channel. The more you ask for a video from me, the less I'm inclined I am to make it. That's just a golden rule that we've had on the streams and in my comments and on my Discord. If you ask specifically for a video to me, to my face, I'm not going to do it. So the more you people ask me for leader tier lists and stuff, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to push them back. I have it planned out on my calendar to do these streams. You guys comment, I'm like, I'm not going to do it for you. I am definitely doing a tier list stream. I do it every season, but we're not going to do it before Ginza comes out, because why would we do a tier list stream and only rank 2 of the 3 new units? And then we got to do a leader stream eventually. I hear you just trying to see the EVA units again. Wow. Listen, in my defense, Zfinity, I used Unit 2 maybe like 7 or 8 times in this event. You want a season blog post reading videos so badly. Have a nice poo time. Bro, it's gonna be toxic, bro. I'm gonna be repainting the toilet. We went up about 2,000 points. Alright, we do not want to smash your pass stream. Oh, I still gotta do smash your pass stream still. I've been putting that off for so long, and now that we crossed 5,000 subs, I have to do it. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I gotta go to the bathroom. I hope you enjoyed this. This is a little bit shorter stream, but the All-Star Battle Part 1 streams are usually a lot shorter. Sir Melee, don't make any videos with the whole year golden rule. Alright, you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. I appreciate you all hanging out and rocking with me throughout this whole one. I had a lot of fun tonight. Alright? Be good. I'll see you on the next one. Maybe there'll be a video tomorrow. Bye-bye.